Hi, WOW family. Welcome back to another episode of Hope in Homeschool. Today we have another interview with another wonderful homeschool mama. This is Sarah Bocelli. Hi, Sarah. Welcome.
Hi.
Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about you and your kiddos?
Yes, I have 3 kids. They are 23, 21, and 13. A daughter and 2 sons.
Okay, that sounds like a full house, huh?
Yes.
So you are homeschooling currently your 13-year-old? Is
Yes.
that correct? What grade is he in?
He's in 7th grade.
7th grade. Yeah. Okay, and this is Banny. I know his name, so Banny.
Yes,
so
Banny.
This isn't your first time homeschooling, is it?
No, it was a while back, but I homeschooled my daughter for a couple years. Then my second child, I didn't. And then my last son, this is like my 5th year on and off homeschooling him.
Okay. And you had a variety of different ways that you homeschooled in the past. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. I feel like I've always gone through a particular program. I've done that, and I've also done like a hybrid where they've partly been in school and partly at home. So yeah, I've done a couple different ways.
Okay. So right now, what method are you using, or what program are you using?
Right now we're using Abeka, and we're going through their private school. And so my son watches videos. He has 5 videos every day. And, he could kind of picture himself being in the class.
Okay.
And so I feel like I'm the teacher's aide. I'm not fully teaching him. I don't have to come up with the plan for the day, but I just keep track of it. I keep track of, are you on task? Have you watched all the videos? I check his homework. I do have to log in a few times in the school year to put in some grades and make a report card and or progress report, really. So it's kind of like I'm working hand in hand with Abeka.
Okay. So are the videos live videos, or are they pre-recorded videos?
Yeah, pre-recorded.
Okay.
So some seem current and some seem like they're a few years old. It's fun.
Okay. So would you say that your day is pretty set in the same schedule every day, or is it flexible? Since they're pre-recorded, can you do them anytime you want, or how does that work?
Yes, we can do them anytime we want. Like a couple days ago, he got through a few in the morning, and then he ended up just kind of not feeling it. And so he waited a few hours, did other things, and then went back in the later half of the day and did a couple more. And then we've also been in the car one time going to an appointment, and he's watched one on my phone. So, but most of the time we are at home starting at like 8 a.m. because he likes to get them done and then have the rest of the day.
So in order to get them done, if he started at 8 a.m., what would a typical day look like? How long would it go?
It usually goes from about 8 to noonish. Okay. And then it's been important. I'm trying to get him outside. There's PE that's required. So getting him outside, and then he has homework too, which usually, maybe 2 hours a day.
Okay. All right. So homework is in addition to the schoolwork then?
Yes.
And Abeka provides all of that for you?
Yes, everything, okay. Which is so helpful. I don't have to think it at all.
Okay. So have you used Abeka in the past when you homeschooled before?
Yes, I did. I just always liked that they're so Bible-based, and there's a really strong, I feel like my son gets a sermon every day. They have a very strong Bible base, and I love how they spell everything out. It's just always worked for me.
That's great. So, since you've used it in the past, prior to our situation right now of COVID, would you say there's differences in how things go now versus how homeschooling was prior to COVID?
Um, Not so much. I think with COVID, it's just a different feel of there's not a lot of extracurricular going on.
Right.
He doesn't get to see all his friends like he once did. But it's not it's not super drastic either. Um, so we're making do. He's doing fine with it.
Okay. Well, that's good. Um, so let me just make sure I'm hitting all of my points here. So you have used other kinds of programs to develop your own curriculum in the past, and then now you have this. What are the pros and cons that you see? If you could say, well, I liked this about this particular program, but I really love this about this one. But you keep coming back to Abeka, so that must be the one that works best for
Yeah.
you.
I don't know if I've had to really come up with my own because even when I used Abeka previously with my daughter, it wasn't video. We did not use videos, but they still spelled it out for this is what you're saying today, and these are the tools you're going to use. And I was in more of teacher mode, but they still spelled it out so clearly that I
Mhm.
didn't have to think about it too much. And that is what was super important for me because I didn't want to mess up on her or I didn't want to
Yeah.
give her less than she would have gotten in school, and same thing for my son. So um, I think that's why I've kept coming back to Abeka.
Yeah. And it's great that it's a full set of resources for you,
Mm-hmm.
so that's
Yes,
great. So
definitely.
whether someone has teacher skills or not, they're capable of just following along, whether it's online with
Exactly.
the videos or just using the curriculum. So that's
Yeah.
great. Um, and so how would you say that it is for you trying to get your own time in? Personal time, shopping
Mm-hmm.
time. I see you're in your car now, and also with your time with the Lord. How do you balance it and get your time in and making sure that Banny's getting everything accomplished?
Well, I feel blessed that I'm only homeschooling one, and he is 13. So I feel like that alone it makes it easier for him to go do. I can trust that he's doing his stuff, and
Mhm.
so I don't have to like hover too much. So I just make sure to get my time in the morning, usually devotional time in the morning, and I like to be around. I like to kind of check in, see if he needs anything, make sure he's eating, and but then I'm totally free to go out and do my errands and check back in. So I think his age is key right now. That makes it very doable for him to get his stuff done, for me to get my stuff done. And my quiet time is definitely in the morning is when it's best.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that. And when you said that he can just do his thing and you can run errands, I'm like,
Yeah,
what is that all about?
it's true.
That
It's
is
the
not that's not where I am. Not in my stage. So there are many hard things and challenging things about homeschooling, of course, but what would you say is the biggest blessing for you, especially at this stage, and also having done it before in the past with different stages? What do you think is the biggest blessing?
For sure, just being with my kids. I feel like when they're at school, you just don't see them.
Yeah.
You don't get to have those you're missing sweet moments. There's also trying moments as well, but I feel like the benefit is outweighing that absolutely. Like, and especially this is my last child. He's 13. He's growing up. I feel a special blessing this year that it's him and I. We get to spend a lot of time together. His schooling sparks a lot of conversations for us. Even getting outside, like we'll take walks together. So that's crucial. My other two they grew up so fast. They're in their 20s now, and it truly happens quickly. And so I feel like homeschooling is just a sweet way to that time with your kids. And then I also remember with my daughter, she was kindergarten and first grade that I homeschooled her. And so I loved like feeling like, oh, I taught her how to tell time. I taught her letters, her numbers. It was a sense of accomplishment. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that is nice. So it sounds like you love it. Do I hear more of this in your future?
Oh, I'm open, but I know my son he's missing the classroom. He's missing his friends. He's missing that whole dynamic. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future, but I'm open to it.
Yeah. As with most moms I talk to that are in this season, it's good to stay flexible and open to
Yeah.
whatever God's going to bring our way next, right? So we just have to remain in his will, right? And keep praying about it.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
well, thank you, Sarah, so much. Is there anything else you wanted to add or share with us?
I just want homeschool moms to give themselves a pat on the back and don't get discouraged when you have those hard days, because there's a lot of them where you feel like, what am I doing? I'm ruining my kids. I don't, we're not getting along. They're not listening, but don't let those moments define the whole homeschool life, because it's so precious. And I feel like there's more, you'll look back on it fondly and know that there was just a blessing of a sweet time with your kids. And they're learning so much with it when it's one-on-one or a couple on one. That's huge. I mean, I feel like they just thrive. And there's so many options too. I mean, right now it's a little tricky with COVID, but in the past also, there were so many options to just get some of your needs met, whether it's PE or extracurricular or tutoring with other people if you have like a sore spot that's not going well. So there's a lot of resources.
Yeah. It's trickier, like you said, with COVID, but staying connected is a big deal. It's very important, right? So we have ways like Zoom, we have FaceTime, we have video calls, we have all kinds of ways that we can still stay connected, even in this challenging time that we're in. So I want to thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for sharing and encouraging those moms out there that may need to hear that today. I know I'm one of those. We were on math for a very long time today, and I am not a math teacher. So that, I have to learn to breathe and remember tomorrow's a new day. And it's most important to just look at those sweet little faces and know that you'll never get this time back again. So it's so important. So anyway, thank you, Sarah, so much for joining us. And we'll be back again with another interview soon. Thanks.
Thank you.